Alrighty, good everybody, it's the Doga! It is now time for another Beatles Cassette Collection update video. Now remember this past Saturday, or at least it was for me anyway, where I did post that I had picked up a few more Beatles cassettes, and I asked the question on the community tab whether or not you'd like me to make a video, and it was none other than Beatle Dave himself who answered yes, he would like to see these in a video, and sure enough, that is the subject for today's video. I think there's about 10 cassettes here. I could be wrong, but I'm a bit slow this morning. I always record these early. But either way, first one here is with the Beatles. This is a Malaysian copy, I believe. I think a good portion of these are. Bit of a paper label at the time. Different track listing too. A couple of tracks have been swapped around in the running order. And another one, Beatles for Sale as well. Some of the similar label design. As you can see, they've moved Honey Don't to side 1. And the Kansas City, Hey, 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 on the side 2. Bit of a strange choice. It's different reordering than what the Australian cassette has. Another copy of the Beatles Greatest Hits Volume 1. This was an Australian one, of course. This is an early 1980s reissue on the typical blue text at the time. As you can see, the text on side 2 is starting to rub off a bit, which is what happens when you go with stamped labels rather than the paper ones. And another copy of Sgt. Pepper's. It says the same blue text that the 1977 paper label reissue has, which you would have already seen on the channel. But this label design is a bit later. This is actually the 1986 blue text label. If you're a regular viewer to the channel, you would have seen this label design on my AC/DC cassettes from that particular period, because I have several of them. By the way, I haven't played any of these yet. I've been instead playing with the Beatles in Mono CD, which I've also posted information to on the community tab, if you haven't seen already. Here we have a New Zealand copy of a collection of Beatles oldies. Bit of a rarity, this one. This is the only New Zealand cassette I have out of the Beatles albums. I believe that's the same track listing as the original LP as well. Whereas the UK cassette did change around a couple of songs. And we have another copy of Abbey Road. This is another Malaysian one. This is from the late 80s remasters. Again, paper label design. Side 2 here. Excellent. And another copy of the first half of 1962 to 1966. This all came as part of a job lot of cassettes. Blue text again from the early 1980s. Do have another one of those that's a little bit damaged, and we'll see if this one isn't. Now, here's a bit of an oddity. I'm thinking this one could be an unofficial copy of the second half of 1967 to 1970. Not so sure, because there's no information as to where it's from, so I'm thinking it's from some unauthorized place of some sort. Otherwise, it does have the songs in the right order, the second half of that anyway. Interesting, it's labelled as Volume 4, so it must have come from a series of reissues that included both 62 to 66 and 67 to 70 in one go. And of course, we finish off with the Malaysian copies of, start off with Past Masters Volume 1. first half here. And side 2 here. As you can see here, Malaysia printed there. Oops, wrong way around. There we go. And of course we have volume 2 as well. You can see it labelled here as side 3, which does make sense considering it is the second half of a double set. And side 4 as well. And that is it. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and comment down below on these. And if you're new, do subscribe to the Be a Good Dogger YouTube channel. We are not too far away from 200 subscribers. But until next time, this is the Doga saying have a wonderful day, everybody. And I shall see you again.